Welcome to ABC31 News Tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Controversy continues over what to do with Alexandria's Confederate statue. The next steps being taken and what residents think in our top story tonight. A city council meeting to discuss the Confederate statue that stands outside of the Rapides Parish Courthouse allowed citizens to voice their opinions. Some stated that the statue should be removed altogether, while others suggested that the statue be relocated. A decision to further investigate who the statue actually belongs to was made at the end of the meeting.
I'm a bit disappointed, but I will continue fighting to have the monuments relocated. And I want to point out that I'm not in favor of them being destroyed. They need to be in a cemetery or a museum. They do have some historical perspective, and it's valuable to certain people, but I think it should not be in front of the courthouse.
That statue has been in its current location in front of the Rapides Parish Courthouse since 1962. It's said that the Daughters of the Confederacy donated the statue to the city of Alexandria, but the debate still remains on whether it belongs to the city or the police jury. Meanwhile, two bills to provide local and legislative control over the removal of statues appear to be dead. A Senate committee voted today along racial lines on the proposals after several hours of testimony for and against. Senator Neil Reiser of Central Louisiana is on that panel and voted to send the bills forward. As expected, the proposed gasoline tax is apparently dead for this session of the Louisiana legislature. The bill's author realized he didn't have the votes and chose not to present the bill. Proponents wanted the money to fund roads, highways, and bridges. Meteorologist Ross Whitley is here now with a look at your weather.
Hot and steamy conditions continuing for us as we go throughout the next couple of days. Temperatures today right at the seasonable average, 68 and 87, and that's right where we should be, 67 and 87. Record set back in 1999 of 99 degrees, and overnight low 50 degrees set back in 1984. Have picked up a trace of rain so far today, and we're going to continue to watch the trends as thunderstorms are just off to our south and east, but we're going to have more moisture moving into the area for tomorrow and the weekend. So we're going to be watching that closely of the details on what you can expect out of those rain showers and thunderstorms coming up just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Ross. 3 inmates at the federal prison in Pollock are sentenced for injuring a fellow inmate. Prosecutors say the victim required several surgeries. Those inmates are 36-year-old Jason Dwight McKenzie of Baltimore, Maryland, 32-year-old Robert Shipp Jr. of Tyler, Texas, and 42-year-old Calvin Skelton of Great Falls, Montana. McKenzie received 7 years, while Shipp and Skelton each received 4-year terms. Grand Parish deputies arrest a man who reportedly was pulling change from his pocket when a bag of meth fell out. 24-year-old Michael Brosett of Ball is charged with possession. A woman from the Chopin community is arrested for drugs by Grant deputies. 48-year-old Shalina Smith was arrested in the Prospect community for possession of meth, marijuana, and paraphernalia. Grant deputies arrested a Pollock couple for possession of a large amount of marijuana while in their car with an 11-year-old child. 47-year-old Curtis Roper and 39-year-old Stacy Roper are charged with possession with intent to distribute, possession while in the presence of a minor, and possession of paraphernalia. Deputies say the man was stopped for speeding, which led to those arrests. A Cheneyville man pleads guilty in federal court to theft of Social Security benefits. A 71-year-old Gary Blake Williamson. Prosecutors say he lied about his disability and collected up to $3,000 a month from a private company from 2007 to 2012. He now faces up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. No sentencing date has been set. A Mexican citizen is sentenced to 14 months in a federal prison for illegally re-entering the U.S. Prosecutors say 33-year-old Bertoldo Labra Martinez has twice been removed in 2008 and again in 2015. As the summer months approach and schools are being let out, police say parents should keep a close eye on the kids. And they say the cases of runaways are on the rise.
Some of the biggest problems we have is dealing with foster kids. They normally run away from foster homes or either group homes. What they're trying to do is make contact back with their parents because they want to be back located with their parents because they feel that's where they show most love from. Or a lot of times also they'll meet somebody on social media. Is that as soon as you discover your child is being missing or run away, contact your local authority as soon as possible so we can get on the case and recover that child as soon as possible.
Detective David Rundell encourages parents and guardians to check their children's cell phone and social media accounts periodically. Christus St. Francis Cabrini Hospital is offering current nursing school students a chance to spend more time in the hospital through an extern program.
The extern program is for nursing students that are in have completed fundamentals, so they are doing their clinical rotations, but they haven't graduated from nursing school yet. And they can come to the hospital and work in a CNA capacity. That's like a certified nursing assistant. And they get to float to different areas of the hospital. They can go to ER, they can go to ICU, they can go to our med-surg floors, they can go to labor and delivery, and they can experience different, how different units function and get an opportunity to work in the hospital, in the hospital setting.
Another plus side to those extern opportunities, it is a paid program. To learn more or apply for a position, you can visit christuscareers.org. The 24th Annual National Senior Health and Fitness Day is the largest health promotion event for adults in the nation. Rapid Senior Citizen Center hosted that event today with the goal of making exercise enjoyable and increasing awareness of benefits associated with a healthy lifestyle for older adults.
The Senior Citizen Center is the official sponsor for the Senior Games, and today we celebrate also, along with the National Senior Health and Fitness Day. All month since the first week of May, Senior Games. We have all kinds of events, golf, field and track. Today we're doing screening. Rapids General is very kind to us, and they come out and do all our blood pressure and glucose screening.
Those who attended enjoyed games, line dancing, and other activities to promote physical fitness. Local organizations were also there to provide information focused on enhancing the quality of life for older adults. Before the day of activities began, everyone was treated to a hot breakfast and free blood pressure and glucose screening. Coming up, the international agreement officials say President Trump might be backing out of. Plus, a comedian's controversial photo taking aim at the president lands her in big trouble, and details of a hotly anticipated mission to the sun. ABC31 News will be back right after this.
Enter to win a carport from Quality Outdoor Products in Leesville. An $800 value in the color of your choice, plus option to upgrade to something bigger at Quality Outdoor Products. To enter, register online on Facebook or Twitter. Enter daily to increase your chances of winning. This carport could be yours from KLAX TV and Quality Outdoor Products in Leesville. See official rules at KLAXTV.com.
A massive explosion rocks a highly secure diplomatic area of the Afghan capital this morning. Officials say at least 80 people were killed and as many as 320 injured in a suicide car bombing. The blast happened during the rush hour in a neighborhood considered Kabul's safest. The Canadian, British, and German embassies are all in that area, as is the presidential palace. The target of the attack is not yet known, and no group has claimed responsibility. More Trump associates are being caught in the web of the Russia investigation. Former campaign advisor Carter Page is demanding that Congress allow him to testify immediately, and the president is once again tweeting. ABC's Lana Zach is in Washington with the latest.
Democrats are pushing back on allegations that they're delaying the public testimony of Carter Page, a former foreign policy advisor for the Trump campaign. Page sent a letter to the Intelligence Committee reiterating his eagerness to have an open meeting to address what he called false or misleading testimony about him. The president tweeted his support for Page Wednesday morning, once again calling the investigation a witch hunt. But Adam Schiff, the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, pushed back, saying the committee intends to review documents before calling witnesses and, quote, the pace of those interviews will be dictated by the needs of the investigation and not the preferences of outside parties. Also haunting the White House, questions about the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and his dealings with a Russian bank known to the FBI as a base for Russian spies, including this one, who is back in Moscow after pleading guilty and spending time in a U.S. prison.
This was an actual trained operative spy operation in New York targeting human assets.
But the president maintains the Russian investigations are a lame excuse by Democrats for why they lost the election. a sentiment echoed by Russian President Vladimir Putin. He told reporters the allegations against his government are a fictional excuse by those who lost the election.
White House spokesman Sean Spicer was asked about reports that James Comey, the former FBI director, has been cleared to testify publicly before the Senate and that he intends to address accounts about whether or not the president pressured him to drop the Flynn investigation. Spicer referred all of those questions to outside counsel. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
The axe has fallen on comedian Kathy Griffin. CNN has fired her from its New Year's Eve broadcast over a controversial photo. During a recent photo shoot, Griffin is seen holding a bloody severed head in the likeness of the president. After widespread condemnation, the comedian issued an apology on social media, and the Secret Service says it is investigating. NASA makes a big announcement about the agency's first mission to fly directly into our sun's atmosphere. Marcia Gonzalez has the details.
It's a mission of extremes.
It may seem like the trailer for a sci-fi blockbuster.
Humanity's first mission to touch the sun.
But there is nothing fictional about this, NASA's newly unveiled plan to enter the sun's atmosphere.
Solar Probe is going to be the hottest, fastest mission.
The Parker Solar Probe, named after and honoring researcher Dr. Eugene Parker,
hooray for Solar Probe,
will launch from Florida in the summer of 2018, at its fastest, traveling at about 430,000 miles an hour.
That's like traveling from New York to Tokyo in less than a minute.
The unmanned probe will get about 7 times closer to the sun than any spacecraft in history, reaching the outer atmosphere called the corona to study why it is even hotter than the surface of the sun, collecting data to give scientists a better understanding of how stars work and to help predict major space weather events that impact technology and satellites.
Until you actually go there and touch the sun, you really can't answer these questions.
And they are questions NASA scientists have been trying to answer for about 60 years, but materials that could withstand the extreme temperatures and radiation didn't exist until now. Testing is still underway ahead of next year's launch. Marcia Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And as they're debating whether to call this the hottest or the coolest mission yet, hey, appropriately, it's weather time.
I'd call it the hottest mission yet. That's pretty cool. I like that. And
it's both in some ways.
Yeah. Well, not so hot today. Temperatures right around the seasonable average, about 87 degrees across the state. We'll have cooler than average temperatures for the next 5 or 6 days, but that's going to be due to thunderstorm activity. I have the details coming up next.
Stay connected with KLAX ABC31. Visit us online anytime. Get today's top stories and trending topics. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See our pics on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. And make KLAXTV.com your home for local news and information. Plus, download the KLAX weather app for your smartphone or tablet. Get live current conditions, radar maps, alerts, and more. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Ross Whitley watching our current satellite and radar. Most of the activity has been off to our south and east, but you notice right here a line of showers and thunderstorms really starting to develop. That's part of an outflow boundary that's part of these storms that moved across the state earlier today, and as they did, they kind of die and the air around them kind of outflows out, and that's what we refer to as an outflow boundary. When that happens, you're able to get just enough lift from the surface to allow more storms to pop up, but they're not moving a whole lot, and that's the reason why we continue to watch for flash flooding out of these storms. Some of these storms producing 1, 2, even 3 inches of rain in just an hour, and a lot of locations where these storms are going, you note the slow movement. Right now, not super widespread, but as we head into tomorrow, we'll notice a much better coverage of storms thanks to some Gulf moisture, and while it might not be of the tropical variety, it will be coming out of the Gulf, which that is some enhancement. 85 degrees out there and sunny at the current moment. Those storms off to our south continue to slowly drift northward, probably die out before they get in here, but we'll continue to watch them. Dew points out there feeling rather muggy. It's 69 at the dew point temperature, and it feels like 91 thanks to that, and that's the moisture you feel on your skin. It is humid out there, to say the least. You can definitely feel the air. Overnight tonight, about a 30% chance of an isolated shower or storm as those storms drift on up our way. Partly cloudy skies out there and temperatures around 68 degrees. Our headlines as we go throughout the rest of the week, well, about a 70% chance of storms for tomorrow with that enhancement of Gulf moisture, and we're going to keep it around as we go throughout Saturday all the way into Monday. So Friday might not be the worst day, but Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we got about a 60% chance of storms once again after dealing with a pretty good slug of moisture for tomorrow. And then, of course, because of that, slow-moving thunderstorms, flash flooding is possible. Still looking at the potential for 4 to 8 inches of rain by the time we head into next week. So that is coming rather quickly. And Gulf moisture tomorrow enhancing the area of rain that we'll already be seeing across the area, and we're going to continue the hot and steamy air off of the Gulf. Thankfully, the cloud cover will keep the temperatures down into the lower 80s as we go throughout tomorrow. Day planner showing the timing of this. About noontime, we'll see some thunderstorms around there, but best bet is probably after 4 o'clock where temperatures will warm up into the lower 80s and thunderstorms will be all throughout the area by the time we get to the afternoon. Overnight lows tonight right in the lower, mid, or upper 60s, about 68 degrees, just a 30% chance of storms. 70% chance of rain tomorrow, about a high around 83, 84 degrees. And our extended forecast continuing to see plenty of storm activity well into next Monday. Of course, we'll track those for you, and any flash flood warnings we'll have up on the screen as well. That is a look at your weather. That's a look at your 7 days. Scott?
All right, thanks, Ross. Apple is working on artificial intelligence as it tries to keep up with Google and Amazon. And schools can use facial recognition to see when students aren't paying attention. Jane King is at the NASDAQ market site with those stories and more in today's Tech Report.
Apple is working on a chip dedicated specifically to artificial intelligence. The processor is known internally as the Apple Neural Engine, that's according to a report from Bloomberg. Now, the company hopes the chip will improve the way Apple devices handle tasks such as facial and speech recognition. Amazon ready to start doling out money to parents whose kids bought in-app purchases. If you're eligible for a refund, you should get an email from Amazon about what to do next. Now, if you don't get that email, you can check messages in your Amazon account, which will have directions. Meanwhile, Amazon shares broke through $1,000 for the first time ever, according to FactSet. Just 14 other U.S. stocks trade above $1,000 per share, and the only other tech company in that club is Priceline, currently trading around $1,800. Of note, Amazon is more than 4 times more valuable than those 14 other companies combined. And some schools starting to use artificial intelligence and facial analysis to determine whether students are paying attention in class. The software is called Nestor. It uses students' webcams to analyze eye movements and facial expressions to determine if they're paying attention during an online lecture. Then Nestor will create quizzes on the material that came up in those lectures when the student had the lowest level of concentration. From the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, I'm Jane King with your Tech Report.
Coming up after the break, La Tech senior pitcher Nate Harris garners an award that no Bulldog has been able to get since 2007. And the Astros put up another lopsided number on the Twins this afternoon. Highlights coming up right around the corner.
Our military makeover recognizes the sacrifice of a deserving young Marine.
Tune in and learn about an American hero, the community and the companies who come together to give back.
Like us on Facebook. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.
Beginning in 2018, a pair of Southland Conference Championship tournaments are set to return to the campus of Northwestern State in Natchitoches. The Southland Conference has awarded the Demon Athletic programs with both the volleyball and softball championships for the 2018-2019 academic year. It will be the 9th time the NSU Lady Demon Diamond has hosted the conference's tournament, with the last time coming in 2015. 8 volleyball teams will descend on Natchitoches for the first time since 2014, when the single elimination volleyball league tournament comes to town. The announcement is something that's been in the works for quite some time. NSU Athletics has hosted 29 conference championship events since 1996 under athletic director Greg Burke. USA Baseball has announced that Louisiana Tech senior Nate Harris has been named one of 25 semifinalists for the 40th USA Baseball for the 40th annual Golden Spikes Award, the award given annually to the best player in college baseball. Now, Harris was just one of 6 semifinalists to come from a non-Power 5 school. The righty led the conference in wins, saves, ERA, and 4 other major pitching categories. Harris becomes the first Bulldog to be named a semifinalist. USA Baseball officials will announce the finalists for the award on Wednesday, June the 14th. LSU football's 2017 SEC opener against Mississippi State has officially been added as a primetime game to the ESPN family of networks scheduled. The Tigers' trip to Starkville will get underway 6 p.m. Central Time in a game that will be carried by either ESPN or ESPN2. It'll be the 111th meeting between the two schools, and the game will be carried by ESPN for the 8th straight year on September the 16th. LSU has won 16 of the past 17 matchups with the Bulldogs. The Tiger season gets underway September 2nd against BYU as well. Tomorrow, the calendar will flip to June, and when it does, there won't be a single team in baseball even within shouting distance of the Houston Astros in the American League West. Winners of 6 in a row, today Houston looked to finish off the sweep of the Minnesota Twins. Doesn't matter who A.J. Hinch inserts into his lineup these days, because whoever it is, they're probably going to end up doing something like this. Top first, 1 aboard, and Carlos Correa rifles a 2-run blast out to left to get the offensive party going. Top 3, Correa up at the plate, and if some is good, more is better. This time, the RBI single to left. George Springer comes home 3-0. The Astro offense would not let up. Houston scored 40 runs in the 3-game series. Here it's George Springer hitting his 12th of the year. This laser beam shot makes it 5-2. Then of the 6th, Alex Bregman says, "How do you do, sir?" Sending the Hector Santiago offering out to left made it 6-2. 7th inning now. Things just started to get silly. Yuli Gurriel strokes one up the middle. 2-score Astros embarrass the Minnesota Twins 17-6. Houston now sits 22 games over 500. And last night we showed you these pictures of a catfish on the ice at Game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Final. An Nashville Predator fan was charged with tossing the dead fish onto the rink. Today, prosecutors said charges would be dropped. Prosecutors claimed that the fish toss did not rise to the level of criminal charges. The fan, Jacob Waddell, was originally charged with possessing instruments of crime, disrupting meetings, and disorderly conduct. Game 2 Stanley Cup resumes tonight.
You have a few hockey traditions of throwing things on the ice. Detroit, for example, has the octopus. Yeah, having actual criminal charges on it seems a little much.
Especially when one is called disrupting meetings. I don't know if that was a meeting of any sort or any kind.
That's up for debate.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zach.
You bet.
We'll be back right after this.
When a case seems unsolvable, they see the incredible. Murder, motive, secrets. Bones Weekends.
Watch Bones weekends on KLAX ABC31.
One more look at your 7-day forecast, and a lot of hot temperatures out there, humid conditions continuing a little bit below average, so not hot, but it will be humid and steamy as we go throughout Thursday into the weekend, and storms in the afternoon are a good bet. So temperatures staying around 83 to 87 with afternoon thunderstorms, especially tomorrow. We'll have some Gulf enhanced moisture moving into the area, so more widespread thunderstorms than what we've seen the last couple of days, and see that repeated as we head into Saturday and Sunday. So unfortunately, if you have weekend plans, just plan for thunderstorms.
That is a lot of lightning bolts on that graphic.
Yes, it is.
All right, well, thanks for watching. Have a great night.
KLAX is the exclusive provider of ABC and MeTV programming here in Central Louisiana. We're the only station where you can watch new ABC programs like Dancing with the Stars, Designated Survivor, and Grey's Anatomy, just to name a few.
That's what family does. We take care of each other.
I'm proud of you. The warmth of your love.
And if classic TV programs like Bonanza, Andy Griffin, Batman, or Carol Burnett is more your style, then MeTV's the station for you. As an advertiser, you'll want your products and services presented to these loyal viewers. Our sales team is equipped to prove we can generate new customers and new revenue for your business.
I'll tell you what, it pays to advertise.
And we have a number of low-risk advertising programs designed to prove we work. Call our media consultant team today for a no-risk assessment on how we can help you grow your business. We're ready to prove we work.
Sing along with Stalag 13.
Hello! Hello! We hope you like our show. We hope you like our show. We'll sing and joke and entertain you folk. You'll laugh, scream, cry, sigh, absolutely die. So please don't go. Please stay and see our show. We hope. Stay and see our show.
Watch MeTV Alexandria over the air on Channel 31.2.